everybody, it's your girl Claudia Jordan. Welcome back to another fabulous episode of Cocktails with Queens, and you know what it is. So I'm here with my girls, Lisa Ray, Vivica A. Fox, and Selena Johnson. And like always, we are dishing about all the hot topics that everybody's talking about. And later on the show, we have a special surprise. We'll be joined by R&B singer Keke Wyatt, who's here to clear up the controversy surrounding her comments on race and color. That's going to be pretty exciting, so you don't want to miss that. Ladies, let me introduce my girls. We've got, welcome to the show, producer and actress, doing all kinds of press for all kinds of movies all day long. She stayed doing a press run.
So wrong is right. Hey.
Businesswoman and actress with the blonde bombshell tonight, Lisa Ray.
Hello, y'all. Happy Monday.
Pretty. And Miss Beautiful Make. I love the purple on your lids. That's really beautiful makeup. Grammy-nominated singer and Miss Fitness, Selena Johnson. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm not fitness tonight, though. I got me a good old healthy glass of wine.
Yes, Queen.
Grapes,
Appropriate, but I'm
Grape- grapes is, it's a fruit. You know what I'm saying? It's from one of the.
Look at that role reversing. She gonna make right. This fruit. It's okay. God drank wine.
That's right.
And
it's Monday, so right.
Party going.
And wait, can we introduce our very tanned goddess, hostess with the mostest, Claudia Jordan, coming from Aruba. Girl, you look tanned.
Look how red my chest is right here, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right there.
You look a little lobster-ish.
Like it was all brown and pretty, then it just started turning red. I've been running every day too and laying out, so I think I don't know.
My chest
put a little
does
aloe
the
vera.
same thing too. Mine's
Put a little aloe vera on that.
Red. Yeah, aloe vera helps.
Calm it down.
Aruba, there's wild aloe vera growing all over the island.
Ooh,
Then go cut something down, girl. You good?
You know what I'm gonna say about Aruba? Everybody here is good looking. Like all the people, service folks, like there's a lot of good looking people here. So we need to do something out here. I'm just saying.
I hear a trip of Aruba's coming up, right, Bill?
Yes. I already done told Claudia, because I saw that water. And that's what I gotta have when I go somewhere. Like that water's gotta make me want to get in it, not go, no, not doing that. And that water, girl, you was playing with the flamingos. I mean, that was just looking sexy, like, oh, Miami Vice 80 days. You know what I mean?
That body was right. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Don't come back pregnant.
Yeah.
If I do, I'll be in trouble because my boyfriend didn't come with me. He'll be kind of like.
Okay, well, still.
Yeah.
One of my good girls is going through something like she's it was just time for us to do a girls trip. So I was like, you know what? I told KJ, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna go hang with the girl. Well, one of my girls, and we just had a little girls trip, and it was really nice to just have some one-on-one time with one of your girls. Because of COVID, you just can't really hang out like you used to anymore. So we had to go to a country where they test you and test you again. This lady stuck I had to get tested today before I fly back tomorrow. She stuck that Q-tip so far up in my head. Like she raped my nose. It was like all the way to here.
Okay. So now I just got to speak up about that because I let them know because I have to do a lot of COVID tests because I started filming again. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oral only. I got nut all up in here for you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you said you got nut all up in here.
No, Lisa Ray, you nasty ass. I did not say that. I said I got a whole bunch of, I can take it. You know what I mean?
You can take it. Right. What can you take, girl? Girl, you just TMI.
Wait a minute. So hold on, Claudia. So one test I will not let them do is the tickle the brain.
Okay.
Right. The tickle the brain. That's what I call that. The COVID test, when they go all up in your nose like that, that's the tickle of the brain. And that's not a COVID test. That is just, how many times can you do that?
Every time they ask you to take a COVID test? No.
You said you just want it orally. You're only doing oral. That's it.
I don't think y'all talking about the same thing. I mean, for real.
We talking about, you not talking about the same thing, Lisa, right?
No. Selena, what you think? Because I think the oral and up in here and that's as much as I can take and all that don't sound like COVID-ish.
Those adjectives were very suspect, Vivica, but you were talking about a COVID test. It was just a little
descriptive.
Yeah, a little more adjectives than necessary.
There's also an anal swab, but is anybody down for the anal?
See, I told you. Way to bring it back around, Claudia. Bam. Okay.
How was y'all weekend? Y'all watched the Super Bowl, and what did you think?
I did. I enjoyed the Super Bowl. I enjoyed Jasmine Sullivan's performance.
Yes.
I enjoyed their performances so much. Jasmine brought so much soul to the national anthem.
Yeah.
And I wasn't mad she was with the little country man because I like the little merge and the.
Exactly.
I could have did without no last tone, but that's
the headdress was amazing. The headdress with the suit.
Loved it.
That was just such a wonderful, at this moment, showing up like a black queen and just killing the national anthem with a country boy. That was good.
It was good. I'm confident about the way I look in this space.
What about the halftime show? Yeah. All the acts were black.
Yay!
For the NFL owe us. Because the shit
but then they proceeded to but then they decided to do the NFL black quarterback who they should have been passing the torch to real wrong. I'm still a little salty about that refereeing in that game yesterday. It just really hurt my feelings. Like, let them play. They a Super Bowl. Don't be calling some old ticky-tack, don't touch him. Oh my God. I mean, it was despicable.
Vivica couldn't even hardly watch the game and talk at the same time. I was trying to keep her attention, and she was like, "Girl, what?" And I was right next to her, and it was like, "Okay, you know we're going."
A lot of times, the refs, but you got to say this: Kansas City did make a lot of unnecessary errors to be in that big, like at that level, they made a lot of dumb mistakes, being offsides. You know what I mean? Like at pivotal time.
Take it, but it was a whole transference of emotion. To let them know that they weren't there for them. And there was no respect given to the defending champion in my book, that then all of a sudden, here come y'all little crown jewel little boy coming in here, Tampa Bay, this and the third. And I don't like the disrespect. That's what made me mad. When they get to that level, they need to play to win that ring. You don't I felt like second quarter, why don't y'all just hand it to them? Why we all show up?
Well, they did.
They did.
I feel like the offensive line, Patrick's offensive line was nuts.
It was terrible.
They were not protecting him properly.
At all. And they suck too. All of them don't get no Rolex watches for Christmas.
I really think it was more about the line than, we always get mad about calls because of the team we love. And I'm not really sure how I feel about Tom Brady anymore because that was my team with the Patriots. I don't know about this new, but Kansas was sloppy as hell.
They didn't have a great game, but once again, the whole emotion. It was like you saw the one little wide receiver walk over to Tom Brady like he just wanted to like yoke up on him, like, why you cheating tonight? Remember? He did. He did. He rolled up on him. He was like, why y'all cheating? Like, Tom Brady, like, lay off, kid. Lay off.
Look at the scoreboard. Man. You can look at the scoreboard. That's what Tom Brady said.
Well, of course it was in his favor because they didn't.
Why would you talk trash to Tom Brady, who anyone that watched the Falcons game, Atlanta and Patriots game, he had 2 minutes left and the Patriots were down by a lot. He came back in like 3 minutes and destroyed everyone's hopes and dreams and aspirations.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. They earned it.
He's a Trump supporter, but he's the GOAT, man. This man,
right. Jordan of football, honey.
I know Bradygate is what I call it, honey.
Even if this ring was a fluke, he still got 6 that he earned. So which I don't think yesterday was a fluke. I mean, the other day was a fluke. Yesterday, I don't think it was a fluke. I think, I think he just the Patrick Mahomes.
They won. I get it. But the refereeing sucked.
And they just didn't adjust properly. Maybe, I don't know, because Patrick Mahomes couldn't do nothing. That man was getting sacked. He was throwing the ball all crazy. He could not get the pass off for nothing. He had to run it a bunch of times. Like his team just looked like if anything, they look like they got paid.
They look like at the end of the day, the black quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, he got a contract guaranteed $500 million, so he still won. And you're guaranteed contract.
How old is he?
He's 25. He's young.
2 years old.
And he's getting ready to have a baby. So,
Oh, well.
Ladies, we have some comments from the chat. I got my tan back. Okay, it's finally Monday. Shanessa says they got Kiki Wyatt on quick. That's right. Haley said they all look beautiful. Claudia, they said Star said Claudia got that after sex glow. Y'all gonna get me in trouble because KJ is not here with me, okay? Anton says my favorite time of night cocktails. Kimmy says Aunt Viv is serving looks. That wig is laid and slayed. And Nikki says ladies looking fabulous as always. Okay, before we move,
thank you,
darlings. We need to give our commenters a name. What should we call them, y'all? You know how we have our little squad? Let's think of a name to give our.
How about they post it in on the Foxhole page, like what they should be like? Soulmates is for the network, but what are our specific fan base for Cocktails with Queens? The Cox and Tails?
Not Cox.
No.
at all.
I am dead. I mean, Claudia, how about the cocktail crew? How about that?
Nice.
Now, or the crew, or
where do people have cocktails? They have it at bars. They have them at the club. Maybe they could be called the club or something dealing with cocktails.
Okay, we're not done. Let's let our fans
don't think about that. Yeah.
Before we continue, we got to pay our respects to boxing legend Leon Spinks, who passed away over the weekend at 77 years old. Our condolences to his loved ones. And we didn't talk about it on the show last week, but Cicely Tyson passed away. And, y'all two as actresses, what did that mean to you? What did her career mean to y'all?
You know what? She when I posted, and I did a heartfelt post because she made me reflect on my own behavior and how I've been perceived, and by my own admission and fault. And I said, wow, she was classy. And she did it for so many years throughout the times in which was much harder to accomplish what she's accomplished when she did, you know what I mean? Way past the 60s and the 50s and the 40s, you know what I mean? She came out and she embraced her blackness, because to me, she was a true black queen in its rarest form, blackness, you know what I mean? And so she wasn't considered a beauty back then. It was just black, you know what I mean? And she said, no, I am that, and you don't see it, and you don't see it yet, but I am, and you'll see it. And she kept showing us that through the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, 2000. It's like she woke up and she was supposed to do one of the talk shows that next day, and then she just passed, and it was like, whoa. But when you look at how she evolved and how she did it so classy, it made me say, now why you can't be like that? Why you got to have such a big mouth all the time? You know what I mean? It's like, so get yourself in order. So for real, I joke a lot, and a lot of people don't really know that about me, but she really made me reflect on what a real career is and what a real queen is about and what a career is about, And so my hat's off to her. She'll be missed. I know the Tyler and the people that she touched, and she, is mourning now, but she was a act.
And correction, Leon Spinks was 67, not 77. My bad.
Yeah, because I was going to say that. I was like, wow, it was 77. Oh,
right.
But no, but still, boxing legend. I mean, he got in there with the best. You remember Leon? He showed up, I don't think he had any mouth gear on, and then he had no teeth. Like, Leon was an old school boxer. Like, he might have had a shot and just went in the ring. Like, let's do it.
Because you almost forgot about him. You know what I mean? Because we haven't heard anything about him lately.
Right? Did he knock out Muhammad Ali? Did he? Which one of them did he knock out? He knocked out somebody big.
He knocked out Muhammad Ali.
Yes, okay.
Who knocked out the teeth, though? Was that Muhammad?
I don't know, but that used to be his look.
I think that was just how his mouth was.
I think that's probably cavities.
I think his mouth was set up like that from Jump Street. I think that's
You know what?
Right. Okay. Hats off. But back to Miss Cicely real quick. I had the honor of meeting her and introducing her at an event. And I'm going to tell you, she walked in the room and it was like, wow, that's Cicely Tyson. And she was just a megawatt of acting chops and skills and grace. And she touched so many people. And she worked up until the day she died, like Lisa Ray said. And she was supposed to be on Good Morning America that next morning, Lisa Ray. And I remember them announcing that she was going to come on. And I said, she's still here. That's what I thought, because COVID took a lot of people out. And by that evening, by the time I came home, Star sent me a text and said, "Please gone." And I was like, what do you mean? And I hope when she laid down, because they had an interview with her and Gail, and they said, what do you want people to remember you as? And she said that I did my best. So from the Queens, Miss Cicely, you did your best. And here are your flowers. Thank you.
Rest in paradise, Queen. And on that note, before we say anything else about how Leon Spinks' teeth was set up, Selena, and all those comments about his mouth, we're going to take a quick break so we don't get in trouble. We'll be back with more Cocktails with Queens after this break.
Well,
welcome back to Cocktails with Queens. Ladies, let's just get right into these topics. Did y'all see this girl that used the Gorilla Glue for her hair?
Girl.
Jessica Brown. She posted a video of her substituting Gorilla Glue for hairspray. She actually, I don't know, she looked a little off to me, but now she's actually trying to sue Gorilla Glue.
She is not.
They don't put it on your skin, clothes, this, that, and the other, but they didn't say hair specifically. So she's like going with that method of trying to get that.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about this? And what was wrong with her? She been like that for months.
Absolutely not. I don't give a doggone how ghetto you are or how slow you are or how you can't even read or whatever and any and all of that. You know better. You should have asked somebody. And girl, no.
But
I'm for Gorilla Glue on this.
Okay, but wait a minute, hold on. Her hair, if it looked that fly for a month, she should have been happy about that. She didn't have to worry when she got up. Like, boom, I'm rocking this. Because if you saw, she had precision with it. You know what I mean?
Listen, her hair was laid down and laid to the side. You
right.
Who wants to lay their head down that hard? And even within 2 days, you're going to look for some frizziness. And if it don't happen, you're going to have to say, wait a minute, this shit is not moving at all.
She ain't got
so,
at all.
At all.
At all.
First of all,
forever.
You know when you use the black gel, like I like to use that Pro Style gel, it gets flaky after like 2 days or sometimes even a day. Can you imagine the amount of flakes she gonna be leaving a trail of flakes behind just all over the place?
No, I personally think she's gonna have to shave her head. She's gonna have to shave her head. Yeah.
It's bad right now.
Because they ain't gonna be able to get them. Those clippers? It's gonna be up on her scalp. Like her scalp gonna hurt.
Yeah, she got to call that a wrap and really start over. She gonna have to rock that like, okay, I'm just gonna have my lips on, my lashes on, big earrings, and just do that. And right.
You're gonna do a Tiffany Haddish.
That is true though. Who want to lay their hair down there, huh? Like what's going on in our minds where good old fashioned gel from Walgreens ain't enough. Like what?
Well, that was the thing is that she ran out of the hairspray that she normally used and went to Gorilla Glue spray.
That's dumb.
I thought that Gorilla Glue jumped in them comments real quick. Gorilla Glue was like, hold up. No, this is what our product is used for. No, ma'am. We did not say hair at all. Even though that's a little bit, she can slide in there, but come on. Would you put Gorilla Glue on your hair, y'all?
She had to put a lot too, because you get Gorilla Glue on your fingers, it's stick and it's hard to get off. And eventually it'll come off. She must have been on some old and like rubbing it, like really putting a lot in there, because just
she didn't have time to do any of that, because once you spray that shit, it's there. It's like
shellac.
I don't want nothing gorilla on me. I don't want no Gorilla Glue on me. I don't want a gorilla on me. I don't want no gorilla nothing on me, especially my precious hair. And she gonna have no edges. It's gonna be like she got wax. She seemed, I don't know. She seemed like she's doing it for clout. I feel like she's doing it for clout.
Well, you know what? She got it. She got it because everybody's talking about it. So there it is.
It's really a fool. And I just pray that the people down to the hospital can get this girl hair off without taking her scalp off.
But sidebar, did you see that they gonna send a poor white nurse to like treat her? And the white nurse, she had like some, it was like a whole bunch of, I don't know what that was, if they did some extra industrial cleanser. But look at the white lady clutching her chest like, oh, poor thing. Oh. And then this is her homegirl at the crib. And now she's like, well, baby, let's try a little alcohol. And that alcohol is stinging.
Ooh.
That's awful. I'm gonna pray for her. I'm gonna put her in my 19th.
Yeah, she needed. She definitely needed. That's gonna be a whole.
Y'all think she'll win her case?
No. She's partially responsible because it was self-administered. Right.
She need to worry about winning her skin because at this point she should just want to take
not their fault.
Off and just throw it in the garbage and start all over again. Because there's wigs and stuff you could just wear to your
But what if she started a GoFundMe page? I bet you people at first when it happened would have contributed.
Would y'all donate to that?
She's in pain. She won't be in pain.
I would send her 20.
20 something? $20? Selena?
$20, right, $20. Right, to go and get her some weft dissolver or something like that. You remember you used to put them tracks in, and then you would.
Well, I would send her to a scholarship for school. That's what I would send her.
I would send her some better
telephone number
and some better lashes. I'll put money on the lashes. They too big. They too much. She doing too much. Sorry, Gorilla Glue lady. That was dumb. It was dumb.
Okay, next.
Okay, speaking of dumb, that country singer, I don't know, I'm not really too hip on these country music people, but country singer Morgan Wallen is facing a big backlash. A video came out on social media of him acting ignorant while drunk with his friends, and he was heard using the N-word, because that's what these white people like to do when they get drunk and be like, oh, why can't I say it? Multiple radio outlets pulled his music from the playlist. They're like, nah, we good. But of course, the racists, his core fans, continued. They mass streamed his music, and his sales have skyrocketed. According to, oh yeah, you say the N-word and your racist let's support him now. We weren't even paying attention to him before. His sales went up 1,220% last week.
Proves that when you say black, do black, think black, be black, that it's trending, it's cool, and your shit just rise on up. See, everybody want to be like us.
They do.
They even want to be like us when the shit is negative, because that's actually the Trump supporters are still so mad. They're like, you know what? We're gonna support this man. He didn't even say it like that, but they just made the shit up like he said it like that. You think we care? Nobody cares, because we don't listen to his music anyway.
I don't know who he is. So
I didn't either.
White people.
But I thought like that the record company dropped him. He got dropped off of the tour with a big tour that was coming, a country western tour. But now, if his stuff skyrocket, then he's like, well, I'm cool. I can just sit right here. But that's a shame, because there's no responsibility for, his actions, But I think he apologized and said, oh, it was dumb. I'm so embarrassed. No, you wasn't. You just got caught.
Can we see that picture of him again? He looked like one of them people that don't have the teeth in, the dentures are out. He got a little, like,
one in his pocket, two in his head. That's where his teeth are.
Ladies, moving on. Enough with that cracker. Did y'all catch The View last week? Van Jones, who was constantly accused of quietly supporting Donald Trump. He'd be crying sometimes, and Trump do one good thing, he'd be like, oh, he's so presidential. And anyways, he got confronted by Sunny, our girl Sunny. She went the hell in and held him, took him to task. Let's take a look.
People in the Black community don't trust you anymore. What is your response?
I don't think that's true.
I don't he didn't expect that question, boy.
Right.
He didn't expect that comment. It was like, well, you said that. Wow. Let me address it. I like Van though. I do.
Too.
Smart.
But yeah, he straddles the fence constantly. Let's just keep that very real. Do you know what I mean?
Him out on it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and she called him out on it unapologetically. Yeah. And this is what every action gets a reaction. Yeah. So the fact that she came, that's why I love The View, because they keep it real.
And she had to hold them accountable for it, you know what I mean? And so that was good, because sometimes I don't believe in interviews that all the questions are so prim and proper or whatever, because then you feel like I ain't really getting nothing or no new information out this interview. I like interviews where you ask the tough questions, the questions that they don't think you're going to ask, that you rock them and throw them off their rockers and then make them, rise to the occasion. It's like, answer this. What you think about this? Because I'm gonna ask you. So my hat's off to her. Absolutely. Now, what did he say? Did he actually come off?
I agree with you. A lot of times, and I do this 5 days a week, right? So be surprised how many times people get scared and they want to like, don't ask me this, don't ask me that. And I'm like, they're in an interview then. That's not an interview. It's not an interview. Like, we want to ask what the people want to know. And that's why, like, we get to go there here. What do y'all think about there's rumors about him, like him being in the middle of the Kim Kardashian Kanye thing, like people saying that they've been creeping around. Do y'all think that they that he waiting for that divorce to be final? Because he's divorcing his wife at the same exact time that Kanye and Kim are getting their divorce. And they got close.
I don't think that. He doesn't strike me to want to be in that, really, to me. I don't think.
Oh, of course he does. Are you
Oh.
kidding me? Let's just keep it real. You know, one fall off and another one line his stupid ass up too. So there you have it.
Oh well, I don't think so.
Go with Vivica on now. When I'm going to take he's an opportunist for 300, Alex, and he's giving me this crap. Van will cry down. I remember when Trump won, that man cried so hard on the TV that I felt like, oh man, I love Van Jones. He was like, I don't know what to tell my kids the next morning. What am I going to tell my son? And I was like, right, because that's what am I going to tell my son? And then when the man was down to the office, when Trump was in the office, you was in the pictures like, and then when he lost, you was like, this is wonderful and redemption. So
and the way he used his kids again, I can tell my kids that,
Then the kids came back, now I can tell my kids. Okay, well, what was you telling the people when the Trump was down in the office? Did you tell your kids about the insurgents that came down to the Capitol? Then he was like, no matter who's in office, I'm gonna fight for police justice. And then one of the commentators was like, on the View was like, oh, you're done? Okay, well, we're gonna go to the next topic. He was like, I'm gonna fight for justice as long as I'm breathing. I was like, man, if you don't go sit down some damn where, you in this crime.
Articulate brother, but I feel like in his attempt and desire to want to be fair, it comes off as wishy-washy sometimes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, I get you want to like not be like so predictable, and that's how you make money, being a political pundit, I guess. But sometimes it does come off as, are you going back and forth? Because like I remember, when Trump did something with criminal reform, prison reform, he cried like every 3 months. I'm like, do you have a period, Van?
That's what I'm saying.
I think this though. I think sometimes that when Trump has done something that make people on the edge of their seat to say, well, maybe he do one thing, but for us, it's 2 steps back. I think that Van was actually saying just that. It's like, okay, he did this good. Keep hope alive. And then he did something else and it was like, well, not so much. But then he did this. So yeah, he wavers like.
I don't think he's a bad person. I do think he's just trying to be fair. And I'm just tired of brothers crying on TV for the white people to laugh at later on and make memes about y'all. Like the only one that was okay crying, well, not even the Michael Jordan retirement speech. That was kind of.
No,
but he became a meme though. That was a great meme though, because Michael had been known for being so fabulously beautiful that they caught him in his real one ugly moment. His one real ugly moment.
It's not his moment that was bad. It was the memes. Y'all went too far with them damn memes. America, when Trump lost, America was shaped like his face. Remember that?
Oh my God, yes.
We gotta take a quick break. When we come back, we got Kiki coming through. We got that coming back around Cocktails with Queens. Welcome back to Cocktails with Queens. Now, tonight, we are pleased to be joined by singer, songwriter, and former reality TV star, Kiki Wyatt. Now, she's here to clear the air about some comments that made the news in the headlines last week. Everybody was talking all about it, but she chose to talk to us about it to clear the air. Please welcome Kiki Wyatt to the show.
Hey. Strange.
How you feeling, Kiki?
Thank y'all. I'm good. I just want to start out by saying that I am truly sorry about the way I spoke and what I said. And I feel like it could have come off way better. And, at the end of the day, I am a Black woman, period. My white mother and my Black father raised me to be a Black woman, period, hands down. I don't not identify with my mother because that's my mama. But at the end of the day, she raised me as a Black queen. My mother told me, you are a beautiful Black queen. You live in America, baby. That's a good thing. And I was like, well, yes, ma'am. And so I am proud to be a Black woman, period. And at the end of the day, I do want to know from you, Claudia, Like, how do you, as a biracial woman, like, how do you navigate through all the racial things that are going on right now?
I'm glad we're having this conversation because I feel like a lot of times when you're biracial, you are forced to make a choice at some point. And my family didn't do it. It was actually outside people. It was outside the house. It was in school.
Me
And
too.
thing now, a lot of us that have a white mom, black dad, if the dad's not around and you were raised by your mother is the one that raised you, right? And she's your mom. And it's almost like you're damned if you claim her proudly and loudly because they'll think you're one of those black girls that doesn't consider herself black. And then if you and for me, it made me be like, I'm super extra pro-black. I was in the gospel choir, the Black Student Alliance. I went to the Million Man March. I OD'd with it because I'm like, I feel like I had to constantly prove my blackness. Like I almost had to disown publicly my mom, and that's not right. So it's like, I feel like this issue doesn't get taken as seriously because of the light skin privilege that does exist in America. No one wants to really hear it. They're like, yeah, whatever, like, rah, boo-hoo, bad life you had. But it's a complex thing. It's like, I don't know what the right answer is, Kiki. And that's why I am glad we're having this conversation. I think some people were mad. They said the way you came off. And I want you to have a chance to address that because you have every right to claim your parents, your mama and your daddy equally or however you want.
At that moment, not to cut you off, but at that moment of my life, I felt attacked. And of course, you know, everything isn't always shown like it should be, but that's okay. At the end of the day, I represented myself, my people, my culture, my God, my family in a horrible manner. And I know better.
But Kiki, you shouldn't beat yourself up about that, sweetheart. Can I tell you what I heard? Can I tell you what I heard, sister? Passion. And that one snippet they chose and they ran with that snippet. Okay, so don't beat yourself up about, I mean, how long you been a star, girl? Forever. Can sing your ass off. And for one moment, they caught somebody, made you mad, and you, because you still, as you said, you're a sister. So you gave it to them. They took that one snippet and ran with it. Don't beat yourself up for just that, Kiki. Please don't.
But I understand that what you're showing now is remorse. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's absolutely
bad, you know. Yeah.
It's refreshing because when we make those mistakes, or we at least take an L, or at least we say that, right. Oh no, you guys didn't see it all. Here, let me add to it. That's what the people want to know and want to see. And I think that that's what I respect is for you coming on here saying, well, no, let me clear it up. What I'd like to know is that you said that you felt attacked. I'd like for you to elaborate on that because a lot of bloggers, a lot of DJs, VJs, a lot of journalists and all of that, they do that to us. You know what I mean? And then they spew out all this stuff and then we get a little bit of time to count down on what we got to say. And then it comes out like that because that was the beginning of what you were going to say. So what do you mean that you felt attacked? What were they saying and doing to make you feel like you were under attack?
You already know. You already know. Like at the end of the day, I forget that I'm famous, okay? Lena knows me. She knows me inside and out. I forget that I'm famous. And because to me, I'm just Kitara Siobhan, as she calls me always. You heard what she said to me. I forget that part. And I don't realize that they're only going to do this much and not this much. And I allowed myself to be tricked into the trick bag, which is okay. I know better than that. And I know better than to come off the way that I came off. And first of all, I'm God's child. I am a woman of God and I know better. Okay. Second, y'all are all celebrities. Y'all know how it could be a 20-minute thing and they only gonna play the 2 minutes that you was a mess.
But you said you felt like you were under attack.
I did, but at the end of the day, I was attacking as well. So the fact that I was attacking as well, I want to apologize. And you know, it did not come off right.
Kiki, did you feel like you got set up? I think that's basically what Lisa Ray is wanting to say to you.
No, I was gonna get all the way to it because she ain't answering my question really.
No. But what I'm saying, Lisa Ray, is that do you feel like the person that was interviewing her drove it? You know how people they find those right moments.
Because I want you to tell the people what to look out for. Tell us what we got to look out for. What did they say that triggered you to make you go, what? Or to go, hey, you gonna make, because I've had times like that. Like I'm speaking from experience. You know what I mean? So when I saw it, it was like, for me, I automatically thought, no, it's more to this. You could ask Vivica. I was talking about it with her yesterday. I said, no, it's something more to this. And she wasn't able to add whatever. She was more like, well, hold on, y'all, hold up a minute. Blah, you know what I mean? So what I just want the specifics of what was it that
the moment before you said Black people not the only one who've been attacked, and then you said Black people made me feel like shit, white people made me feel like shit. Like, was there something that like triggered that moment? I think that's
probably fair to say that you probably ain't gonna interview with them again because you like, I don't need to interview
ever.
Right. Good. So what did they say? What did they say that made you just boom?
To be honest, y'all, I just really don't want to rehash it because.
Okay, that's understandable.
Because if I do, I'm gonna start crying, and I don't want to start crying.
You won't be. You ain't the last one, first one. Same thing. We women, we understand tears, and they understand tears because let's be honest, that's why you came on the show, to clear it up. And
so
yes, because I love who I am as a woman. You know, I don't feel like I should have to explain myself. I just, y'all.
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
I was speaking from personal experiences. And I'm doing my best. I'll say that much. I just want to learn more about like everything. But there has never been a road that has been clear for biracial people. It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
That's true.
But at the same time, I know who I am as a woman, and I identify myself as a Black woman. And so when I was feeling attacked by my own people, it just made me feel like a little girl in school again. And and I'm sorry. Like at the end of the day, as God be my witness, may he strike me dead in my grave right now if I'm lying. I love who I am. It took a long time to understand who I am. And Lena, we done had this conversation a lot of times.
About to make me cry, and this about to take me out of here because I already know what
you already know.
So I just like, and let me I want to interject because I'm not trying to speak for her because she's sitting right here, but I know that.
But you know me though,
like she communicates she doesn't do the the politically correct, how we all have been trained to do this, that, and the third. She really just says it is this is how she feels, and this is what it is. And it comes from a real place of pain that has gone on in her life.
Right. And I'm not trying to diminish our culture. That is not what I am.
Black babies. Of course you're not.
Of course, I got my little
black babies.
I love my little sugar lumps.
So no, that's
what I'm saying.
Is. I just think that, Claudia too, like, how you and I always talk about when we were younger, we used to get bullied real bad. When you get bullied real bad when you're younger, that shit don't just go away as an adult.
Don't.
It follows you, and then it makes you be on edge all the time. So now when people are not even really trying to attack you, you don't really know the difference anymore because you're always sitting on G, waiting on O all the time. And then when you done went, now you like, well, shit, that wasn't that time. And then I don't know how to recap because I'm so used to being a victim. I don't know how to be the other side. You know what I'm saying? And then you hate mad because you don't know how to fix that. So I just,
I do want to say one thing. I do want to say thank you to all of the organizations, all of my friends, I don't call them fans, all my friends that have been supporting me and trying to educate me more, on y'all know what I'm trying to say.
I'm gonna jump in, Selena. I'm gonna jump in, Kiki, with you, and I don't want to speak for you because I feel like it's easy to do that because we want to save you, right? And we care about you. I want the people watching this that are gonna have comments. Yes, you may have not liked the way she came off. I didn't like it, and she didn't like it. None of us liked it.
No, I did not at all.
We apologize for that part. So once you take away the delivery, we get it. Yeah, but we get it. But a deeper issue is for biracial women. You cannot defend yourself because it's so complex. Because of the up things that this country has done to dark-skinned Black women.
Yes.
When as a light-skinned woman, they don't want to hear it. Your pain doesn't matter, and it still matters. A biracial woman has another set of issues, not saying it's worse than a dark-skinned woman's issues, because it's not. We're not trying to compare whose pain is more, because that's an argument. We can never get to the bottom of that.
But pain is pain, period.
There's a different kind of pain when you're a mixed girl growing up and you love your Black daddy and you love your Black family. And when you go try to get down, you ain't with us. You a white girl, go over there. And then you go over to the white people, they're like, you nigger. They're like, get away from us. And then you're like, okay, well, let me go more to the Black side because they weren't as mean as that side. And then you still get kicked down. And then when you get older, you understand where some of that pain comes from, because America has done this to us. America has made dark-skinned folks resent light-skinned folks, and light-skinned folks feel like they're better than dark-skinned folks. And all of it's bullshit. All of it's bullshit. Black people, the lightest Black person and the darkest Black person is still a to these white racist motherfuckers that got us doing this to each other. I'm sorry, I'm not, but it's true. Stop it. You got biracial people that are pro-Black and for us that we kicking out, and then we celebrate a white woman that could dance or got ass more than a light-skinned or a biracial Black woman. That's dumb. Y'all dumb for that. It's stupid. It's dumb. We're Black. And stop kicking people out of our team. You're kicking people off our
Period.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You just kept it real.
But what you're saying is real. It's like, and I just love the fact that exactly how I'm feeling inside, but at the same time, I appreciate everybody for being patient with me, because I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm still learning who the hell I am as a person. I'm doing the best I can.
You ain't the only one. That's the only one still learning who the hell you are. It's a whole bunch of people, and 9 times out of 10, the people that's pointing the finger, they don't have a heaven or a hell to put you in.
And every experience is just that. Every experience teaches you, from if it was a mistake or not. You grow from it, you stretch from it, and you learn from it.
Yes.
To address it straight on, and that's admirable, because a lot of people would we're going to take a quick break, but we want to love to keep you around for more, because I think this is way more important than hot topics right now, because this is a hot topic that we've been needing to talk about for about 400 years. 400 years.
Okay.
Let's get into that. We got more with Kiki White. Welcome back to Cocktails with Queens, a very special episode. We have Kiki White here, who was under attack about an interview she did where, the issue of color came up and colorism, and she's been accused of being a colorist. And, we've all jumped in because we see our sister in pain. Kiki, we're going to just give you the floor, because and so you could just have uninterrupted moment to just talk to the people. What do you want to say to women who feel hurt by your comments, our dark-skinned sisters, our Black sisters out here? Actually, to our sisters, period, that may have felt.
First of all, I want to say thank you, ladies, for having an open ear, if I can get it out my daggone mouth, an open ear to hear what the hell I'm trying to say. And I want to tell my Black sisters, whether you are fair skinned, brown skin, Black skin, it don't matter. You are beautiful. You are God's child. We are all God's children. And at the end of the day, your heart has nothing to do with your color. Your blood has nothing to do with your color. Who you are as a woman has nothing to do with your color. Who you are as a Christian, who you are as God's child has nothing to do with the color of your skin. And I'm learning to love me. I am very fair. I used to hate being very fair, and I wanted to be brown so bad. I still do. No shade on the low. Real, no shade. But I want my sisters to know that I love them, and I am sorry down to my damn bone marrow if I hurt. Here I go.
It's all right. Hold on.
I did not mean to diminish our Black culture at all. And I love you guys because you guys have been behind me in my career. And, you know, like, it's so funny because I went back on Bigo and they were still talking about Kiki, we love you and we support you. And it don't matter what you say. We know you, we know your heart. And Lena, you know I'm a crybaby girl. But at the end of the day, my heart rings true and it rings pure. And it is the heart of God, the best that I can. And I am not perfect by no means. I don't even want to be perfect because being perfect for me will not get me to the kingdom of heaven. Oh, you know, because that ain't what God created. He didn't create us perfect. He made us in his image, but he did not create us perfect. So I love having to fight for my right to love people regardless. And at the end of the day, the way that I came off was trifling. It was not of God. And I know better. And I did not represent the Wyatt family in a good way. But I promise you from here on out, y'all don't ever have to worry about nothing like that again. But I do want to learn more. And again, for me, I have to understand that I am biracial. But at the end of the day, the ones who love me the most are my folks. And y'all know who y'all are. You're my folks.
So let me ask you this, Kiki.
Gotta go to
when we come back. I'll ask you when we come back.
We're gonna take a quick break, and we have a few minutes left with Kiki Wyatt when we return. Welcome back to Cocktails with Queens. We have special guest Kiki Wyatt here tonight. We had a whole bunch of hot topics and games we were gonna play, but this is an important conversation that I think our sisters need to have. We have to have this conversation. It's not something to just brush under the, sweep under the rug. And we got to face it head on. And it's going to be some tears. Some people going to be mad. But at the end of the day, we can get through this. Our people been through much worse. So I think we can get through this. And Kiki, I'm glad that you felt comfortable enough and you reached out to Selena and you wanted to come on the show. And Selena, you're her dear friend. And what were you feeling when you saw all the comments about her being a colorist? And are you thinking that's not my friend, or did you want to defend her? How were you feeling?
Well, when you see your friend getting attacked, that piss you off, but she's a grown woman and she knows what she said. And I knew that, I know for a fact that wasn't, the core of who she is, because she don't even act like that. So I was just like, well, I'm gonna defend her because she's my friend. And then the way I was raised is even if you don't agree with your friend, you don't do that shit up top. If it was something that I didn't agree with her about, I would have just called her myself and said, now Kiki, why you say that? I wouldn't be nowhere. Yeah, she shouldn't have said that ain't how I roll. But what I'm really and this is just for all of us just in the world. If we're supposed to be trying to come together, support each other, especially as Black women and Black people, we got to get rid of this cancel bullshit, this dragging and gathering each other shit. We need to have these kinds of conversations. And I remember Lisa Ray was talking about this, saying, we need to have harder conversations. And that's what this is. And regardless of whether or not the shit is tied up with a nice, pretty bow, somebody else that's watching is learning and hearing what Claudia and Kiki is saying, and I remember Lisa Ray even said, again, she was talking about how there's mixed people in her family, and her being fair-skinned had to deal with a lot of shit too. So, you know, I just feel like we have to stop. Black people gotta stop.
What you're saying.
Yeah, but we got to stop canceling each other. Stop this right now. We're not giving our people to anybody. We're not doing that. I'm not. Everybody can do that if they want to, but I'm tired of us saying that, oh, we need to come together. If 2020 didn't show your ass that we're alone and that we need to integrate within our own culture, then what will? We're gonna make mistakes, but we have to give grace to each other at some point. And so for
our business, this is our talent. This is how we feed our families. And you know, if you canceling me and having and enabling me to be able to take care of my family and my people.
Yes.
Like so what we work hard to do. If we make a mistake, it's like, sorry, my bad.
Right.
On the wrist, but don't just cut us on the throat. Gee.
They're about to cut us off and cancel us if we don't end
this. And then we dealing with the COVID-19 thing too. So it's like people are losing their lives. It's like now is the time that we should be together the most of all.
Kiki, we would love to have this conversation. And I think we need to have more episodes about this conversation because we are over time, and I hate to just like cut this off, but they're gonna cancel us if we don't get off.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I love you.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you, and I know this was not easy. So thank you for your bravery for doing this.
No doubt.
I want to thank Lisa Ray, Selena Johnson, Vivica A. Fox, and Kiki Wyatt for being with us tonight. Thank you. This was
Kitara. Look, that's something we all learned tonight, y'all. That's Kitara. Leave Kitara alone, okay?
Kitara Siobhan.
The Queen's gonna have to cut you deep. Now leave Kitara alone.
You can watch on the Foxhole TV mobile app and stick around for Later with Leon up next, and we will continue this conversation. This is very, very important and necessary. Thank you so much for.
Good night, Queens.
Good night.